Hi there and welcome to the 7 o'clock news. I'm Philanthropist Moxall and this is my colleague Magdalene Cecily.
Tonight we will be talking about global inequalities and the impact of loss of access to essential aspects of life in developing countries. Now, we are pleased to announce...
To cut in, philanthropists, but we have a major problem at hand. I am currently in India at the moment we have a 5-year-old child that has just collapsed due to not having enough clean water. This is serious.
I have very little access to water, and the water I do drink is dirty and unsanitary. The water I do get is dirty, and we use it to bathe and clean and drink, because there's not enough for all of us.
These are the problems that we're facing around the world every day. We need your help, and we need it now. Back to you, philanthropists.
Philanthropist, you're on.
Oh, sorry, we were experiencing some technical difficulties. Thank you for that wonderful report, Magdalene. Now, as I was saying earlier, so what is global inequalities? Well, it is a term given to define the unjust distribution of the world's economy, resources, and freedom in and between countries. People experiencing the impacts of this lose a regular access to more than just water, but shelter, education, food, and health. Now, over to Magdalene, who is currently in South Africa to report on a sad story.
Thanks, philanthropists. As you can see, I am currently in South Africa. The sheer sight of seeing these poor children and families living by the rubbles of the town and literally scraping themselves through each day due to poor health and living standards is extremely sad and horrific. As you can see, we have many people suffering from the loss of shelter, and this is affecting their living conditions and health. A young girl called Namambu is one of these children experiencing this horrible tragedy.
It's truly dreadful living in a cardboard box. But I've been living here for so long, I don't even remember what it's like to have a roof over my head. I work 8 hours a day, collecting rubbish and plastic bags to get some extra money to try and help my family.
Go. This is the reality of some people living in South Africa. Due to global inequalities, these people go without things that they clearly need. Shelter, which is such a common find in Australia, has left South Africa with nothing but cardboard. Health is dramatically affected with these poor living standards, and hygiene is little known or understood by these people. I mean, Namambu is collecting rubbish without washing her hands. Now that is disgusting. Now back to you in the studio, philanthropists.
Yes, thank you, Magdalene. I'm sure it would be quite terrible to live in a cardboard box. Now, we're shifting our focus towards another global inequality that has become widespread throughout the developing countries of the world. Education, which we all know and love, sorry, something stuck in my throat, has been unfortunately deprived from most of the world. This has impacted many people in that they are not able to break the poverty cycle because they do not have the knowledge to get a job and earn money. Now we cross to Magdalene, who is interviewing a citizen in Uganda.
Is it on? Is it on? Oh, sorry, yes, that is correct. I am in Uganda at the moment, here to talk with one AF Vitamus, is that right? Yes, well, dear, do you go to school? Well, is it okay if I interview then? So, do you know how to read all right? Do your parents know how to read all right? Well, what about maths? Did your parents teach you about that? Well, it appears that young AF doesn't have much to say about this. However, education in countries like Uganda do not have many places for children like AF to learn. Education is a privilege, and kindergarten-aged kids like AF aren't considered old enough to be taught anything. Mostly, children have to walk on their own to school, and young AF here isn't old enough to do that by herself, and so will spend the day helping her mum until she is old enough, but I doubt her parents will be able to afford her education for long. Over to you, philanthropists.
Thanks, Magdalene. Now I bring you to another important matter that I have just been informed of. Over in Indonesia, There is a very sick, malnourished young girl who is experiencing extreme starvation and is on the verge of death. Although she is in these conditions, there is nothing being done about it apart from her parents and family trying to help her get better, and unfortunately she is not. Over now to Magdalene, who is in Indonesia, to interview this young girl.
Yes, thank you, Philanthropist. And now I am remarkably now in Indonesia, and I'm here with young Leanna, who has been there where food is very scarce, and she has now been driven to eating twigs. And the phrase "you are what you eat" is quite relevant in these countries. She has now become a twig. Back to you, Philanthropist. Hopefully you can give us some more less devastating news.
Yes, well, on a happier note, that's all from us, folks. Before I go, I would just like to let you know that things are being done for people like Namambu and AF. Organisations such as World Peace and the 40-Hour Famine are there to help. Global inequalities is the main reason why third world and developing countries have malnutrition and learning disabilities, which impacts the younger generation, which is the future of these societies, and is a vicious cycle that needs to be stopped. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you and good night.